Hello. Thank you for joining Try Engineering, powered by IEEE, for the STEM Success Starts Here Try Engineering 2025 webinar. We're excited to share with you resources that you can use to inspire the next generation of engineers and technologists. My name is Deborah Gulick. I'm the Director of Student and Academic Programs at IEEE, and I'm excited to share with you some of the resources that you can use in your classroom. We hope that your school year is off to a great start. Perhaps you already use our resources, or perhaps you met us this summer. But either way, we're excited to share with you some of the great opportunities that you have to include Try Engineering resources in order to strengthen your program. Next slide, please. Today, you will hear about many of the resources that have been designed here at IEEE by our extraordinary team of experts throughout the globe. We've designed these resources to help you inspire the next generation of engineers and technologists. Our resources and our approach are designed so that every student can experience the joy of engineering. So you will find resources for your highest performing students, and you will find resources for students who don't know what engineering is. We think engineering is for everyone, and we thank you for partnering with us to find a way to bring engineering into your classroom or event. Next slide, please. Together with your partnership, you will join more than 450,000 IEEE members who have reached over 300,000 students in the last 4 years. They do this by visiting schools, hosting outreach events, and using Try Engineering resources with all of the students that they come in contact with. We are really proud of this, and you can watch the numbers go up if you visit our webpage and see that we are inspiring students across the globe. The cornerstone of our resources that you will find on tryengineering.org are our lesson plans. In order to give you an overview of these exciting lesson plans, may I please introduce our pre-university coordinating committee chair, Stamatis Dragomonas. Next slide, please.
Okay, hello everybody. Next slide, please. So our most important resource on our website is our lesson plans. There are more than 100 lesson plans there for school-age children of ages of 5 to 17. All lesson plans are the method that they're using is inquiry-based learning, and more precisely, we're using the engineering design challenges. And the topics that they cover are many, like electrical engineering, mechanical, civil, chemical engineering, biomedical, computer engineering, and more. Next slide, please. So let's watch a video describing what the lesson plans are and the EDP, the engineering design process, briefly, and then we will have time to go into the details of engineering design process and the lesson plans.
TryEngineering.org inspires the engineers of tomorrow and empowers educators to foster the next generation of technology innovators by making it easy to bring engineering into the classroom. With access to over 130 complete low-cost lesson plans for students ages 5 through 18, integrating engineering concepts and cultivating engineering habits of mind couldn't be easier. Each lesson plan is designed to be a complete roadmap that's easy to follow and implement, no matter your familiarity with the topic, and to align with educational standards. To begin, you'll first prepare to deliver the lesson by reading the lesson overview PDF, and viewing the associated PowerPoint presentation. Next, gather the materials, build your testing scenario, and a few prototype solutions. Test those prototypes, and then revise the lesson plan or PowerPoint as needed. The lesson plan will walk you through these steps. Now you're ready to implement the lesson with students, which is when you'll share the PowerPoint, discuss the scenario, challenge criteria and constraints, and supply other information as needed to get students ready for the next step, which is when they'll brainstorm solutions and design and test their own prototypes. Part of this process necessarily involves failure, which will lead to redesign and more testing until they arrive at what they feel is the best possible solution. During this time, it's important to encourage students to document their iterations so they can keep track of each design. It's also important to showcase the fact that there can be multiple solutions to the same problem. There's no one right solution. Have students put each of their final solutions onto one table and have everyone share a quick overview of their design. Ask questions and discuss what they like best about each one and why. You can close out the lesson by encouraging students to reflect on the different solutions and consider what they might do differently next time. Together, let's inspire youth to see themselves as someone who can change the world through engineering.
All right, you may have noticed that the main goal for those lesson plans is not teaching the technical aspects of the lesson, but to develop some skills for the kids to develop some essential skills. We'll get to that. In every lesson plan, there's a section where an accordion section where you can find the needed materials, the challenge, the process, but more things that they could learn, and an alignment with current U.S. Pedagogical system, and we are now working on global alignment so that it's easier for everybody to understand how they can use our lesson plans. And also, we're gonna add a section with sustainable development goals, the connection of the lesson plan with the sustainable development goals, so that you can understand the importance of teaching those things in the classroom. And of course, our lesson plans can be translated automatically by Google, but there are some translations that are revised by our volunteers in order to be more accurate and more correct. So next slide, please. As I've already mentioned, the goal is for the students to develop some soft skills, apart from understanding the technical concepts. Let's watch a video of the engineering design process, and we will connect each step later with the skills that they can develop through each step. So let's watch the video first.
How do engineers come up with all the cool stuff we use every day? It's probably no surprise that they use a process, the engineering design process. The engineering design process is a series of steps that engineers use to guide the development of products and processes that improve our lives. This process is iterative, meaning they'll cycle through it multiple times, and failure is part of it. It's called productive failure, meaning engineers test, fail, and design over and over until they find the best possible solution. Engineers learn from failure and apply what they learn to their redesigns. Along the way, engineers document their design iterations, keep sketches of their ideas, and record measurements and calculations to keep track of each design. And they're always aware that there can be multiple solutions. Here's the engineering design process step by step. Step 1. Identify the problem. Your team must first understand the problem and why it's important to develop a solution. Identifying the criteria in the design challenge and considering any constraints is key to a successful solution. Step 2. Research the problem. Next, it's time to think about possible solutions and the needs of the people who'll be using the solutions. Research existing solutions and learn from experts who may be able to provide insight. Step 3. Develop possible solutions. Understanding that there may be many good solutions, brainstorm with your team. Not every solution has to be realistic at this point, so don't limit yourself. Use your imagination, be creative, and put every idea down. Step 4. Select the best possible solution. As a team, select the most promising solution that meets the criteria and constraints, and sketch your design. Step 5. Construct prototype. Design a prototype, a working model of your solution. You may need to design more than one if the prototype fails during testing. That's okay. With each prototype, learn from your failures and repeat earlier steps in the design process. Step 6. Test and evaluate solution. Test your prototype, collect and analyze data, and document your design strengths and weaknesses. Step 7. Redesign. Based on the results of your testing, make improvements and identify the changes you're making. The design process involves multiple iterations and redesigns. You'll likely test your solution, find new problems, make changes, and test new solutions before settling on a final design. Remember, communication within your team is important. It takes a team of engineers to solve problems. Every idea should be heard as you work together to develop the best solution. Finally, present your final solution to the class, demonstrating how you solved the problem. Share what you liked best about your solution, problems you encountered, and what you learned throughout the process. Celebrate the fact that you used the engineering design process to design a solution.
Okay, great. I'm sure you recognize a few skills that can be developed. Let's go through the process and kind of talk about it. So the first step is to recognize the problem and its constraints. Devil is hidden in the details. So the kids have to understand the problem as good as possible, so they can develop those skills of critical thinking and understanding. The second step is to research. They should be able to, since they've understood the problem, to develop those skills of connecting stuff, analyzing, and researching. The third step is to for each member of the team to think of their own solution. That's obvious, problem solving, and also that develops their creativity. They're free to develop whatever they want to. They think it will work. But on the fourth step, the whole team has to discuss and select just one out of those possible solutions. Communication is key in this step. They have to communicate and uh, um, present their arguments about why their solution is the best. They certainly develop critical thinking, communication skills, etc. On the fifth step, then, since they've selected the solution, they have to build it, and then test it. This is where they develop resilience to failure, because most probably their solution won't work on the first round. They will have to document whatever they think that failed. They have to develop their critical thinking. They have to understand that what didn't work, and they have to then redesign their solution in order to test it again, etc., etc. So this also develops team working, which is something that's usually not developed in the official curriculum, um, uh, at least in Greece, where I live. So this way they develop those soft skills. And next slide, please. And those skills are connected with what we call engineering habits of mind. So while they're working on their solution, while they're working on designing their solution, they develop curiosity, open-mindedness, resilience to failure, resourcefulness, of course, collaboration, reflection, and ethical considerations, which are the learning habits of mind. But then, by redesigning and working on that again and again, they develop system thinking, adapting, problem finding and problem solving, visualizing what they think that their design is, and the habit to keep improving. Like on every iteration, they develop the habit that they need their design to be better and better. And so in the end, they develop the habit to make things that work. And since we already discussed about improvement, they are making things that work better. Of course, as you watched in the video, at the end, when they've reached a stage where they can think that their design is good enough, they will have to present it to the others, So they will have to stand up and present, which is not something as simple as it sounds. And this will develop their ability and their communication skills and their ability to, uh, uh, you know, uh, present to others and tell others what they've done. Next slide, please. It's about, yeah, what I already described. So yeah, our main resource on our website is the lesson plans, but that's not just it. We have many other resources that are based on that um, ed, pedagogical approach. And next slide, please. And Donna Schultz will present those to you, how you can find them, how you can use them in order to inspire your students. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Stamatis. I'm excited to be here today. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to share with you, as Stamatis said, a few of our other resources beyond the lesson plans. The first one, many of you may not have seen yet on our revamped website. We have a section called Collection Pages. We currently have 8 collection pages ranging from semiconductors to climate change and ocean engineering to artificial intelligence and a few things in between. The collection pages include various resources like videos, eBooks, which I'll talk about these, lesson plans, games, and even articles. The collection page is on our top navigation in TryE, so recommend you check that out. In addition, we also have new eBooks. We have a new eBook library that currently has 5, and we have more and more coming all the time. These are developed in partnership with our experts, with our IEEE societies and communities, and as well as other partners outside of IEEE. Most of these can be found on the collection pages that I just mentioned. And we have one, the very first image that you see there about engineers making the world a better place, resides on our disciplines page, which I'll be talking about in just a little bit. Using pedagogical research, we included a few core elements that are the same across all the eBooks. And we did this to make these high-tech topics accessible and understandable for school-age children, or K-12 as we define it here in the US. So these elements that we added in all the eBooks are vocabulary. We call it industry lingo. And we try and bring these technical vocab terms, we try and clarify them in a kid-friendly language so that they're accessible to not only middle school, but all down into elementary as well, and of course, all the way up. We add real-world applications in there so that we can provide context and a cool factor to these maybe complicated technical topics. We always include history and feature heroes of engineering. These are the people and the technology that make this technology what it is today. We always add in a career connection and the future of technology. This is where we showcase accessible pathways and make explicit connections to various engineering disciplines. Here at IEEE and TryEngineering, we believe that everyone can be an engineer if they want to. And so we want to make sure that people can see all the different pathways of getting into these technical professions. And the last element that we have across all these eBooks is we have an engagement element. We have these, and they change, the terms are slightly different for each book, but we have watch, we have explore, try and reflect, and we also have missions where kids can dive deep and they can engage in this technology topic. So for example, in our semiconductor ebook, we have these missions where they can dive deep into materials of semiconductors. They can dive deep into the supply chain issue and everything else. They are very broad, but you can go deep and engage your kids in these technical topics. In addition to the collection page, these beautiful ebooks that we have, we also have a nice library of various STEM games and digital tools. These are there for you as educators to enhance your lessons and help students dive deeper into a topic or even to learn a skill. We've had the game page on our site for a long time, and we will, you gotta keep checking back because we're adding new games and new resources all the time. The TryEngineering game page includes, we use a broad definition of games. We include simulations where students can learn a very specific topic, like for example, sound waves or a simple circuit simulation. But we also include other digital tools like coding and digital electronic representations. So it's very broad. There's a lot there for you to enhance your current lessons. So take a look. Last, we also feature games where students can explore larger topics, like where they're more not a simulation or not learning a skill, but just a pure game. Topics like you'll see topics, games with energy topics, sustainability, ocean, and various others. It's very broad. So have fun exploring the game section. It's a great way to just add something into your, like say your force and motion lesson. Maybe you want to add a game about that and search and find something that might be a quick and easy way to have students dive deeper. The disciplines page. Not everybody knows we have this. You might know about our lesson plans, but not everybody knows that we have this robust engineering disciplines page. We currently have 25 engineering disciplines represented, and we are planning to expand. So be on the lookout. There's so many engineering disciplines, right? It's amazing that we went from like the original 4 to all of these beautiful disciplines. Each page gives a nice description of that discipline at the top, and then it dives deeper. The thing that I love about ours that you don't see in some of the other places is that we provide an opportunity for kids to engage in this discipline right now. So you'll look at our Get Involved section, and they can see how they can get involved with doing a hands-on activity or engaging in a competition or even joining a professional society. Like if they're interested in electrical, they can see what we're doing here. Same thing for the other disciplines. So that's what I love. You can get involved, get engaged. We also have over here other disciplines that are like that one discipline. Like say they're thinking about mechanical, they'll see that mechatronics is kind of close. Energy is kind of, energy is kind of close. So they'll get to see disciplines that are also similar, and maybe they'll find that just right discipline. And this is a great way for you as educators to be very explicit when you're doing an engineering design challenge, one of the lessons from our library. you'll see there's an accordion on engineering disciplines. And in there are at least 2 to 3 engineering disciplines where you can make a hard connection to, hey, we're doing this lesson on bridge design. And so you're going to see down below civil engineering. You might want to say, hey, you guys, everybody go to that lesson, go to the civil engineering page on TryEngineering and see what civil engineers do. Because today, you guys were just civil engineers building bridges. So you can be very explicit and give hard connections to these disciplines, which we love. Because here at TryEngineering, we want all kids to see themselves as an engineer, as a technical professional. And by engaging in these great resources, the lessons, the games, the collection page, the ebook, we're hoping that kids will consider these technical professions. Next, I want to talk to you about ways you can engage in events that we have for you. So the first one is this is a fairly new program that we have at TryEngineering. They're called educator sessions. And these sessions are typically 2-day events in the summer where we share various resources for you, for your classroom on a technical topic. So in 2025, we did sessions on semiconductors. You can see all the locations that we were at. Each session includes, in addition to the hands-on activity, which is sort of the focal point, we also share the ebook. There's an ebook connected to that lesson, those missions that I told you about, all the games, the simulations. In addition to that, there's an expert speaker and a tour to a location, whether it's a research lab or a corporation around that topic, which is super exciting. And what's new this year is every teacher who participates in these educator sessions can get a kit to implement that hands-on lesson in your classroom. So 2025 is done. Our topic was semiconductors. Check out our semiconductor collection page and you'll see the lesson plan that we did in the teacher session. You'll see the ebook and the videos that we used. But coming up in 2026, we're super excited about AI is likely to be our topic. Everybody's talking about AI and we're here to help you with that. So stay on the lookout. We'll talk about how you can connect with us toward the end of our webinar today. The next resource for you, the next engagement opportunity is called Global Classroom Visits. And this is a platform that contains a database of engineers and technical professionals from around the world, literally, where it's for you, for teachers, for educators working with school-age children, K-12, to set up a virtual meeting with that expert for your classroom. How it works is our IEEE engineers and technical professions create a bio, post that bio, and some have short videos, little introductory videos where you can peruse that and you can say, ooh, we're going to bring back to force and motion. We're going to be doing our force and motion. We're building roller coasters today in class. And I would like to find an engineer that can talk to my kids about that. So you could search. We have not just electrical engineers. We have engineers who have various disciplines, various backgrounds on the site. So you could check that out. And you could find them, and then you within the platform, you communicate within the platform. You can say, hey, I'd like to, it's called a ping, and the first email is automated saying, I'm interested in connecting with you. And then you would start the process of communicating with the engineer and setting up that meeting, that virtual visit in the classroom. And you can kind of help them with what it should look like, whether it's just talking about their career or whether it's around a particular topic that you have. But take a look. We're super excited about providing our experts to you. So remember I mentioned the semiconductor collection page and ebook. We have a team of semiconductor experts that you could, if you go and do our making of a chip hands-on lesson plan, you could then, during that lesson, find one of our semiconductor experts and orchestrate a 30-minute, virtual visit with the kids. How cool is that, you guys? So check that out. If you, you can just go to the page and you have to you have to log in because we're keeping it safe. You have to create a user account and log in, but awesome opportunity for you to bring engineers into your classroom. So take advantage of that. Another really cool program that a lot of people don't know about that we have is Try Engineering Together. It is an e-mentoring program. This was co-created by IEEE and a company called Cricket Media. And this is a e-mentoring, not just a program, but a platform. We encourage you to apply. And what this is all about is you have your students, a classroom is sponsored. So you would apply, and there's a wait list right now. Just alert everybody, there is a wait list. You would apply, go on a wait list, and if you're once you get a sponsor for the classroom, then what happens is each child in your classroom would be partnered one-to-one with an expert, an engineer, technical professional, or even a STEM enthusiast. And what they do is they read an article on a technical topic and they write back and forth, kind of like a pen pal. You would manage that on the back end to make sure everything's safe, and you would review all letters and approve them in the Try Engineering Together platform. And then you would lead, so they'd be doing that. But during that technical topic project, you have an opportunity to do a hands-on design challenge that's Try Engineering like, right, with all the fun stuff where they engage in productive failure and all of that. And this program, so that's what it is. It's like a pen pal program, a hands-on activity around these technical topics. It is a full academic year. And it typically begins at the end of September, early October, and goes through the end of the year. But as I said, there is a wait list right now, but go ahead and apply. And hopefully there would be a sponsor for your classroom for 2026, 2027. And hey, if you are really super psyched about this program, it is an absolutely beautiful program, and you happen to have a sponsor in your local area that you think might be interested, that might be a way to, you could contact through the application, make some notes in there about having an idea of a local sponsor. That might get you rolling faster. So beautiful program. I encourage you to apply. Oh, here we go. This is our favorite. It is our favorite program. It is our pep rally for Try Engineering. It's called the IEEE STEM Summit. It is a free 2-day virtual event for our Try Engineering community. That includes you, our educators, our IEEE volunteers, STEM enthusiasts, parents, everybody. It is an event where we share ideas and experiences, and together we can improve our community. So I have to share a couple of our amazing speakers. We have quite a few great presentations, but here are a few keynote speakers that I want to share, our topics, people that are coming. So we have the Smithsonian Science Center here in the US that will be speaking. We have the Make Her space in Thailand also giving a keynote. And how cool is this? The Moon Man of India will be speaking as well. And that's just to name a few. So we in addition to these amazing keynote speakers and our other speakers, we have networking sessions and booths so that you can learn and engage with other members of our community as we discuss all things STEM. So we don't want you to miss it. So please join us and register today. Check out the QR code, or you can go to the URL link. I'll give you a sec. So hopefully sign up right now and join us. All right. And next, I want to share about some things that are coming soon, and then I'll pass it on. So I don't know if you all know, but it is the 20th anniversary of Try Engineering next year. It's crazy. I can't believe that we're here. But we are so excited to be sharing, giving you just a peek into what we're going to be doing to celebrate. So we'll be leveraging our amazing partners to celebrate big in 2026. We have a book series coming out with our partner Learner Publishing. You can see some of the, peek into some of the images there for ocean engineering and semiconductors. So we're super psyched about that. We will be having a very cool special service learning project and partner with our IEEE Engineering Projects and Community Service program called EPICS. So that one is going to be all for you. It's going to be specific to pre-university K-12 educators. So I can't wait you have to check out our newsletter, get connected with us. We'll talk about that in a minute to learn about that. That will be coming for our 20th anniversary. And then the last thing is, another thing I'm super, super excited is we have a semiconductor game coming out with Field Day, which is a research lab at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. They are a game design house in partnership with Educational Psychology, and they're helping us create an amazing game all about semiconductors. We don't know what we have Space Fab here, the name might change, but it's going to be a great way for kids to learn about this semiconductor world that it's going to be here before we know it, and we're going to need kids to work in that industry. So we're super psyched about this game, hopefully encouraging kids to consider a career path in semiconductors. So you definitely want to stay in contact with us. So I'm going to pass this back to Debbie, who's going to tell us how you can stay in contact with us.
Thank you, Donna. I know that after hearing about all of these great resources, you'll want to learn more. So the easiest thing to do is go right to TryEngineering.org, and you'll find our lesson plans and many of the resources that were shared with you. However, there is another way to stay in touch, and that is to subscribe to our newsletter. When you subscribe to our newsletter, you'll receive an email once a month that always highlights 1 to 2 lessons, sometimes our newest ones, sometimes our most popular ones, sometimes ones that are connected to a theme. And often you'll also see a highlight about one of our IEEE volunteers or teachers who are doing great work in their community. It's also important to stay in touch with TryEngineering to learn about upcoming opportunities. Of course, the STEM Summit, which takes place in October, is the one that you definitely won't want to miss, so that you can hear those keynotes and hear about new opportunities. But in addition, we announce events and sometimes grant opportunities as well. So please use your phone right now, and you can scan that QR code, or we'll send the slides at a later time with an email, and you can sign up for the TryEngineering newsletter at that time. Next slide, please. Oh, I see our team put it in the chat as well. Thank you, everybody. Of course, you can follow us on social media. We post lesson plans, we post images of our staff and volunteers doing great work in their communities, but we would love for you to share the great work that you're doing as well. With the appropriate permissions, please send us pictures of what's going on in your classroom, what's going on in your outreach event, especially when you're using TryEngineering resources. We'd love to share that and be a community that's inspiring the next generation together. So follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Those are probably our most popular. And we have a whole playlist of resources, including the videos that you saw today on YouTube. So thank you so much for being a part of our webinar today. Again, this is a webinar that we love to hold during the STEM Summit, but we're so busy with the STEM Summit and we have so many great speakers that we didn't want to take up a slot. And we thought that maybe you could use all of these resources in advance and put them right into your classrooms as the school year is just getting started. So we look forward to seeing you sign up for our newsletter and seeing you on social media. And thank you so much for everything. We will see you at the STEM Summit. We have some time for questions. So we have opened up the chat for any questions. So feel free. And the rest of us will just wait in case you have any. I see that Deirdre has a question about a discount for membership. So there is not a discount for IEEE membership. That is based on the country that you live in. So in some countries, there is a discount. However, you can have an IEEE account without being a member, and that would give you access to many things. I understand wanting to be a member of IEEE. We love that. We can get you the information about how to be a member. It's not terribly expensive, but it is a few $100s. Great. We'd love to have you. I'll put my direct email in the chat in case it's hard to find on the website, and I can get you the membership information. Thank you, Lynn. Other questions? Donna, you want to take that one?
Sure. So, what activities do students get most excited about? And I will say, honestly, any hands on challenge that we have in TryE lesson plan library is super fun. I will tell you that as staff, we do most of our work is in developing resources for the website, but we also have done the the educator sessions. And here we get to do the Take Your Child to Work Day here in the US, where we get to plan events for kids of IEEE staff members. And I think honestly, the last one we did might have been one of the funner ones. It was our electric dough lesson, where kids actually got to design and shape like little statues almost with that lit up. So we had LEDs and a battery, and dough conducts. So it was super fun. We also had clay, so you could get a little bit more creative. But that one I thought went really well. But anything where kids are using hands-on and where they get to iterate, anything where it's following what Stamatis was talking about with the engineering design process is a big win. I see, are there meetings that secondary teachers can attend? So I will say that we don't have anything specific to a grade level, but our summit is for everyone that we mentioned. And I don't know if anyone has anything else to add. So we definitely, our summit, you'll take what you can from it at every grade level. So we definitely want you to join that. Anything else you guys could add about the secondary?
No, but that does seem to be a growing area of interest, which is why we implemented the educator sessions this summer. And so please subscribe to the newsletter, because I do expect that you will hear more about that, including the Epics and TryEngineering webinar that we intend to have early in 2026. That is definitely for secondary teachers.
Mm-hmm.
I see John loves squishy circuits as well, which is the same version of electric dough. Thank you, John, for sharing your joy there. Squishy circuits, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you, Madhushan, for the question about certification programs for kids on the platform. We don't have that currently, but you are one of many who've been asking us if we are going in that direction. Our number one priority is engagement of students and in a safe way. And so we are still looking at the ways to keep children safe. We don't really want to collect their names in a big global organization like this, but we have many people across the organization looking for ways to implement a program that might look like this. So stay tuned. I can't promise you that we will solve that problem in the next week, but I do anticipate more news to come in the next few years in that area. Anyone else? All right, Stamatis, would you like to close us out?
Sure. Okay, so I want to thank everybody for being here. We're honored to be honest, because our passion is to engage inspire those kids, and you're helping us to do that. So thank you all for being here. We'll be in touch through the newsletter and many other ways. We're always working on ways to interact with you, and we're looking forward to helping you out, inspire those kids. Again, we're honored. Thank you so much for attending.